The story begins with two siblings, Nathan and his older brother, who are raised in an orphanage. The younger brother, often called Nate, looks up to his older sibling. One night, the two sneak into a museum with a daring plan to steal an ancient map. This map holds the secret to a legendary treasure, one that their pirate ancestors were once searching for. Unfortunately, their adventure is cut short when the police intervene and the brothers are caught. The authorities send them back to the orphanage, a place they've known as home for as long as they can remember. The situation escalates as Nate's older brother becomes the focus of the police. The orphanage's caretaker suggests to the officers that they can take him away, mentioning that he's been involved in several theft attempts before. But Nate's brother, unwilling to be captured, makes the difficult decision to flee. Before leaving, he visits Nate, giving him a necklace, a lighter, and a heartfelt letter. He promises to return someday, leaving Nate behind with a heavy heart. Years pass, and we catch up with Nate, now a grown man working as a bartender. Despite the passage of time, Nate hasn't forgotten the bond he shared with his brother or the treasure map they once tried to steal. One evening, a man named Victor approaches Nate at the bar, claiming to know about the treasure and his brother. Nate, initially uninterested, brushes Victor off, but before leaving, Victor gives Nate a card with his address, sparking Nate's curiosity. Back at his apartment, Nate finds the very map they had tried to steal years ago. As he contemplates its significance, Victor arrives and reopens the conversation about the treasure. Nate learns that the map is more than just a piece of paper. It's a guide to a ship filled with treasure worth $500 million. Victor tries to persuade Nate to join him in the quest, hinting that it could lead him to his long-lost brother. Though skeptical, Nate is eventually swayed by the prospect of finding his brother and agrees to work with Victor. The next day, Nate meets Victor again, and they discuss a cross-shaped artifact that Nate believes to be a key to the treasure. Victor reveals that he possesses one key but informs Nate that the other is held by an auction company. They plan a heist to retrieve it. Victor successfully steals the key, but their plan hits a snag when a woman named Brett, working under orders from her boss, ambushes them. Despite the confrontation, Victor manages to escape with the key. The duo travels to Barcelona, where they meet Fraser, a woman with connections to Victor. Fraser is initially suspicious of Nate but soon realizes the value he brings to their mission. She reveals that she holds the other key and agrees to work with them after learning about the treasure's significance. They head to a church, where Nate's memories of his brother guide them to the treasure's hiding place. Using the two keys, they unlock a secret passage beneath a statue, leading them deeper into the church's underground. However, the path to the treasure is fraught with challenges. The trio encounters several obstacles, including a water-filled chamber that nearly drowns Nate and Fraser. They barely escape, thanks to Victor's quick thinking. As they proceed, they reach a room containing 3 giant pots. Initially disappointed by the lack of treasure, Nate discovers that one of the pots holds a hidden map, the true guide to the treasure's location. But their success is short-lived. Fraser, revealing her true colors, betrays them, knocking Nate unconscious and fleeing with the map and keys. When Nate regains consciousness, Victor reveals a shocking truth. Nate's brother died years ago during a treasure hunt. This revelation devastates Nate, but it also strengthens his resolve to complete the quest in his brother's memory. Despite the betrayal, Nate decides to press on. Meanwhile, Fraser joins forces with Brett and her boss, but the partnership is short-lived. Brett, driven by greed, kills her boss and takes control of the mission. However, Fraser realizes her life is in danger and hides in a car on Brett's plane. Nate and Victor, determined to retrieve the map, sneak onto the plane and engage in a fierce battle with Brett's men. In the chaos, Nate is nearly thrown out of the plane but manages to cling to a parachute and survive. The fight intensifies as the treasure hunt reaches its climax. Nate and Fraser land on an island, where Nate discovers the treasure's true location in a hidden cave. Inside, he finds 2 ancient ships filled with gold and treasure. But before they can celebrate, Brett and her crew arrive, leading to a final showdown. In a desperate attempt to keep the treasure for herself, Brett sabotages the ship's engine, threatening to destroy everything. The confrontation ends with Brett's ship crashing into a mountain, but not before she hurls the ship's engine into the sea. Nate, realizing the danger, narrowly escapes as the treasure is lost to the depths of the ocean. Despite the loss, Nate takes solace in knowing that he honored his brother's legacy by following their shared dream to the end. The story concludes with Nate reflecting on his journey, grateful for the adventure but ready to move on with his life.